In this Roblox Grow A Garden video, we'll be planting different seeds in our garden that are secret seeds inside of the game, and some of these are admin only, which means only an admin can actually give you these seeds, and you may have never seen them in the game before. If you guys do end up enjoying this video, then make sure to drop a like, and also make sure to subscribe, as I plan to give away 3 raccoons to subscribers. To enter this giveaway, make sure you subscribe, comment your username down below in the comments, and also join my Discord server for bonus points. The link's in the description and the pinned comment, and here it is on screen now. Let's go ahead and get started, and let's turn this basic boring garden into something special. So as you can see, we have some different seeds in our inventory here, and most of these have been either in the game before, or they were scrapped, or they're just completely not available to get, and they never were available to get. So first off, we have this soul fruit seed. Now this seed originally was obtainable through the exotic seed pack, but it was only a 1.5% chance to actually get it. So let's go ahead and plant this thing, and let's see what it looks like. I did actually receive some master sprinklers here as well, so we're gonna stack up and use some of these sprinklers to get this thing growing. I'm also gonna use a watering can on this. All right, there we go. There is our soul fruit. This thing looks kind of scary looking. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys actually have the soul fruit, because this one was obtainable through the exotic seed packs. All right, we gotta wait for some fruits to blossom, but this thing looks pretty nice. I definitely would like to add one of these to my actual Grow a Garden account. We'll just have to see what the fruits look like when they actually start growing in, though. All right, so while we wait for this soul fruit to grow, we're actually going to start growing the next seed, and that's actually the cursed fruit seed. Now, this seed was also obtainable in the exotic seed packs, but with a only 0.5% chance, making it harder to get than the soul fruit here. We're going to go ahead again and plant this across from our soul fruit. And let's go ahead and use our sprinklers here to try and get some nice fruits growing off of it. All right, there we go. Cursed fruit is growing. Let's go ahead and spam some watering cans on it. All right, and there we go. There's the plant for it. So this thing looks more of like a little bush instead of a tree, but this thing looks pretty cool. If this game was actually out during Halloween, I feel like the cursed fruit and soul fruit would have been fruits you would have only been able to get during like a Halloween event. Yeah, these things look a little bit more edgy compared to the regular fruits in the game. We also have to wait for this one to grow and to actually start sprouting some fruit, so we'll let it do that. But I actually really like the look of these two. All right, so we're gonna let those grow, and then next to it, we're gonna place down this here. It's called a candy sunflower seed. Now, no, this is not the new sunflower that just came out in the Busy Bees update. This was actually only obtainable in the Easter event shop, but you can no longer get this, and this was another special thing that actually came out around the same time the candy blossoms came out. We're gonna go ahead and place our candy sunflower down right here in the sprinklers so it can start growing. And then again, we're just gonna spam watering can it. Oh, it actually grew really fast. Okay, so this is the candy sunflower. Now, this thing, it doesn't look anywhere near as gigantic and crazy as the sunflowers that are currently in the game, but this is still pretty cool because this is history right here. I don't even want to pick it and sell it because this thing you can no longer obtain. So keeping this in my garden on this account is actually pretty special. So we'll go ahead and get the value of it in a little bit. We'll just give it some time, and it looks like, oh, the bee is going to pollinate it. This actually might be the first pollinated candy sunflower inside of Grow a Garden. Pretty sure there's probably not many of these in the game right now. Now, if we didn't have these crazy sprinklers and the watering cans, this would have actually taken 1.4 hours to grow. So we're gonna give it some time and let it just get some mutations on it if possible. Maybe we can get gold on it from all these sprinklers, but yeah, this might be a first, a pollinated candy sunflower. All right, so the next one we're gonna skip for now because this one is actually only obtainable from admins, and this has never been in the game before from any shops or any legit way to get it. You can only get this thing from admins, but this is called the mega mushroom seed. So we're gonna save this for last so you guys can see the rarest seed inside of the game. And for now, we're gonna go ahead and just skip straight over to the red lollipop. Now there's actually a blue lollipop variant, which if you actually go in here, you can't use admin commands, but if you press F2 and do give seed and then you put your username, you can actually type in blue and then blue lollipops right here. But if I try to give it to myself, of course, nothing's gonna happen because I don't have admin, but you can actually see some seeds in the list that aren't in the game yet. But there was a blue lollipop variant. I didn't receive it here. I don't know if it actually ever made it to the game, so we only have this red lollipop, but this again was in the Easter event. So I'm gonna grow this one back here. And I guess we'll just do an advanced sprinkler for this little guy. Oh, he grows really quick. And there we go. It's a red lollipop. This honestly just looks like one of the mushrooms you can get from the seed shop, but it is its own thing. It's a red lollipop. Okay, this sprinkler is so loud. I'm going to delete that. And we just got it pollinated. So if people have not sold the red lollipops, we might have just gotten the first red lollipop pollinated variant in the game. Again, we're setting records. Next up, we have the cherry blossom seed. So I love cherry blossom trees, and so does my fiance. So this is really cool that they actually had a cherry blossom in the game. Now, this one's a very weird one because for a while in the shop, it says before April 21st, players could purchase a strawberry from the seed shop for 21 Robux, and they would obtain this cherry blossom seed. But since then, the cherry blossom seed has not returned, and it's currently unobtainable. So this thing, for some reason, took place of the strawberry seed for a while in the shop. I don't know if it was a bug, and maybe this was just a scrapped seed from early development, but it's really cool that we can experience it now and see what it looks like in our garden. I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing grow with an advanced sprinkler, and let's also put a master sprinkler on it so we can try to get a big cherry blossom since this thing is pretty tiny. And then let's watering can it all the way up. Oh, there we go. It lagged for a second, but there we go. We got a cherry blossom seed growing in. It looks like it's a little laggy or buggy, like it doesn't know how to react to the watering as well as the other stuff in the game, and maybe because this thing was never supposed to be in the game. But there we go. There's our little cherry blossom seed. It honestly looks like the next seed we're about to showcase, which is the candy blossom. Now, the candy blossom is one that pretty much everybody already knows about in Grow a Garden by now, but we were actually able to receive one on this account to showcase it. Plant it like right here, kind of close to the cherry blossom, so we can actually see the differences. All right, let's watering can this all the way up. So what it seems like they did is they probably took the cherry blossom and then they made it into the candy blossom. It looks pretty much the same with like brick to brick ratio. It looks almost like the same build. And then the cherry blossom also has these little droopy things on it, and same with the candy blossom. So I think all they did is they took the cherry blossom, scrapped it, and then they turned it into the candy blossom. But the one thing about the cherry blossom that's different than the candy blossom is what actually blooms on them. You can actually get little cherry blossoms. Now, these are pollinated right now because of a bee just came by, but the cherry blossoms are completely different from what you get from the candy blossom. So this is really cool to see that this was going to be its own thing at one point. All right, so before we go to the Mega Mushroom, we still have one more to show, which is the Venus Flytrap seed. Now, I thought I got a regular variant of this to show, but I actually have a rainbow one that Brighter gave me, so I'm gonna go ahead and plant the rainbow Venus Flytrap. You were able to get this from the basic seed pack at a 0.01% chance or 1% chance in the premium seed pack. You may have not seen this one or even knew it was a thing because of how rare it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant this down, and we're gonna see what it looks like, the rainbow variant. That is big. You could see the outline of it. That is actually really cool looking. That is insane. Honestly, this thing looks way cooler than the beanstalk. It looks like the beanstalk kind of took inspiration from it a little bit because of how the way it's like built. I wish you could still get this in the game, but with the rainbow and it's actually moving its mouth, that is crazy. All right, so everything is pretty much grown in. We just have to wait for everything to actually bloom something on it so we can check the values of everything. But in the meantime, while we finish waiting for all of these, let's go ahead and check out this admin exclusive Mega Mushroom seed. I don't even know where to put it because it's going to take up a lot of space. I guess I'll do it like right here because we have the most space right here. Yeah, this will work fine. Let's go ahead and put it right here. And then to try and make this thing even more gigantic, we already have the master sprinkler over it. So we'll do another advanced sprinkler right here. And then we'll also do a godly sprinkler next to that. And look at that. It's already starting to grow. And this thing is huge. Oh my, look at how giant this thing is. Look how much space it takes up too. I think if they ever add this in the game, they need to make the base smaller, or they need to make it so you could grow your garden even more than you already can, because wow. All right, I'm gonna do some spam clicking on this. All right, we're at 45% now, and it's pretty much just growing the top of it, the red part of it, and it's hardly making any other progress than that. All right, we have all these sprinklers working overtime to get this Mega Mushroom to grow, and it's still only at 60%, but it's taking shape. It's definitely a Mega Mushroom. This thing is humongous. All right, 99%. And 100, and it's pretty much there now. All right, well, here's our Mega Mushroom completed. This thing is huge, and it took forever to actually grow this thing in. Wow. We're gonna take a little break here, and then we're gonna come back in just a little bit when all this stuff grows in and see what kind of money you can make from all these plants. All right, so it's been like 2 hours, I would say, and not everything has completely bloomed something, but we're gonna go ahead and check out what has bloomed. All right, so we do have our cursed fruit that has grown in, and it is pollinated, and it looks huge. Look at how big this one is that we got. This thing is 154 kilograms. This is gigantic. I don't know if they're all supposed to be like this, but Wow, this one is big. I don't think the soul fruit has bloomed anything. I think it actually takes a lot longer, but looking on the wiki, the value of the soul fruit is only about 3,000 for the minimum value, but I don't know what it would be with these mutations we have and how big of the one that we're growing up here would be. All right, we also have this candy sunflower that got pollinated. We are going to collect that even though I didn't want to, but we're going to get this sold. And this one is also pretty big compared to the regular sized ones you normally see, because again, those master sprinklers really help. We're going to go ahead and collect one cherry blossom for now, and it looks like, do we get a gold cherry blossom? Ah, we did. So I'm gonna check the value of the gold cherry blossom as well. That'd be cool to see. And then we also, it looks like we got a pretty big candy blossom, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab, can I grab this just gigantic one right here? There we go. And we have a gold candy blossom, which is actually worth a lot of money from what I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Let's go ahead and grab our red lollipop in the corner, and if we actually climb the Venus flytrap, we can pick up the fruit inside of its mouth. And the mega mushroom says you can collect, but I don't know if it actually sprouts anything. When I search my inventory, nothing comes up, and when I press collect, it just kind of does nothing. So I think this is more just for looks. I don't think it actually has anything you can sell on it. Let's go ahead and check the rest of what we have here. So this giant pollinated cursed fruit. Let's go ahead and talk to Steven, and how much is this thing worth? 2 million. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Not as good as I thought it would be for being this big, but it only has pollinated on it, so I didn't expect it to be that amazing, but I mean, still pretty good. Let's check this pollinated candy sunflower now. I don't think this will be worth very much anything. Only 436,000. Okay, well, at least it looks cool. All right, let's try this tiny little cherry blossom. This thing wasn't placed with the strawberry, so I don't think this would be worth much, but let's go ahead and check out the regular value of it. This is worth 7,000. Okay, that's way better than a strawberry, though. Let's check the gold variant. 129,000. So yeah, the gold really definitely helps the cherry blossom. And then candy blossoms are already worth a lot. So if you actually see the value of this one that I have, that's already 1.1 million for just this 10 kilogram candy blossom, which is pretty insane. What will be even more crazy is a gold candy blossom and how much this is going to be worth. 26 million. That is a big jump. We have our pollinated red lollipop. Let's go ahead and see what that is worth. 237,000. Okay, yeah, I didn't think this was going to be that much either. And finally, we have this pretty big normal Venus flytrap from our rainbow Venus flytrap. Doesn't have anything mutated on it, but we're going to go ahead and check the value of it. This thing is just a big spike ball. I'm smacking Steven with it. And this is worth 300k. So that's actually pretty good, and I just love the way that this thing looks. I really wish I had this rainbow Venus flytrap in my actual garden. But anyways, yeah, these are all fruits and plants that you can no longer obtain inside of Roblox Grow A Garden. So let me know down in the comments which your favorite is and what you think the mega mushroom should be valued at if you were actually able to collect from it.